Welcome. It's episode 13, Fantasy and Football podcast. The boys are back in town again, unfired.
Come on now.
Thanks to Michael for stepping in for us, talking a little anime, talking about the freaking Bears. But Bears are hot. So
Yeah.
beat the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
AJ Brown going off. AJ
Mhm.
Brown this way, Eagles this way.
That way. Yep.
All right. So with that, week 13 in the NFL is in the books. Browns, since we've been gone, Shadur time, baby.
Yeah.
They still suck.
Yeah.
But I will say he definitely seems like he has way more upside. Like Dylan Gabriel, pretty much a finished product coming out of college because he played in college for 17 years. I think he got like 6 COVID years or something like that. So super senior coming out, close to a finished product, undersized, all that. Shador, much more raw talent wise, but he made plays. I mean, he had that first game, he had that completion that went over 50 yards for the first time in 15 games. So all those of you that failed algebra in school, that goes into last season too. At the time that game was played. So it was on the run to his right, escape pressure, eyes downfield, and heaved it on the money, shoestring tackle to save a touchdown. Honestly, that would have been a touchdown. So he can make throws like that Dylan Gabriel absolutely cannot make plays in terms of just making a spectacular sort of play like that. So we'll see. He got the start again last week. He'll start again this week. He's taking care of the ball, but they're kind of taken out of his hands, running like a lot of wildcat with Quinton Judkins and that kind of thing. But when he is throwing it, he's not throwing interceptions. He makes some pretty good reads, that sort of thing. So they are where they are. I think Stefanski is. I think either way, he's probably toast after this season. Maybe he'll get one more season. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Real quick before we get to the Chiefs, honorable mention here. We're gonna climb down the ladder one rung to NCAA football, and your Ohio State Buckeyes. So they beat Michigan. Thank God.
Big time. Finally,
after 4 seasons in a row. So Ryan Day's seat is secure once again. I saw some stat that was like the head coach of Michigan now, if he wins 65 of his next 67 games, he'll have the same overall record as Ryan Day at this point.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I got to go 65-2.
And like
insane.
When he lost those 4 years to Michigan, like was his job actually on the hot seat? Because I know people say that.
So no, his job wasn't actually on the hot seat.
Okay.
There was just a lot of fan pressure. I mean, the reality is it's that thing where it's like in sports where you're like not happy because you're used to a certain level of winning. And so your fan base they lose their minds a little bit with that kind of stuff. And so it's like, oh, we don't care that you won a national championship, like you lost to Michigan, and that's all we care about. But it's like, okay, you fire Ryan Day. Who are you replacing him with that you're going to do better? Like you're a perennial championship team.
Yeah.
Won it last year. But it's a thing in Ohio, man. Like if you don't winning that championship last year was fantastic. The only thing literally that makes it better is if they would have also beat Michigan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember I think like 2 years ago when we were in Arizona and those friends came over that were rooting for Michigan,
Oh yeah,
and then like Michigan beat Ohio State. You were like, I don't even care if we win the Natty. I don't even care.
yeah,
It's
because
like,
that's
oh,
kind of how it feels. It's like, okay,
yeah,
national championship's sweet. Because guess
yeah,
what? Your number one rival, like the biggest rivalry in all sports,
yeah,
you win the national championship, your rival gets to sit back and be like, we beat that team.
yeah. That's
That won
true.
the national championship, and they're
Right.
our rival.
Yeah,
So it just is a whole thing. But they won. So they'll play in the Big Ten title game against Indiana Saturday. They got
yeah,
the game, and then I think they're in either way. It'll just flip flop number 1 and 2 depending on who wins that.
yeah,
Obviously, getting number 1, you get the bye in the playoffs, so that can be very beneficial. But yeah, they're en route now to back-to-back national championship. So
yeah. Nice.
sweet. All right, how about those Chiefs?
Yeah. So the Chiefs won last week. We're 10-2 now, and looking good. Moving on. No, I just kidding.
Handle
We're
business.
fucked.
Yeah, yeah.
No, man.
Not looking
Yeah. I mean, like all year, I kept like week 2. I remember on the show, I was like, "Red alert, not good." And then like the next week, I'm like, "Oh, we're winning the Super Bowl."
good. Yeah,
And
yeah.
now I'm like my heart is like, we're not making the playoffs, but who knows? We still could.
You still
It's just
could.
unlikely.
You gotta win out now.
Oh yeah, have to win out, and we gotta hope like some teams lose because they have the head-to-head against us. So
Right. Yeah, you guys don't have the tiebreakers.
with all 3 of those teams, so
Yeah.
it's like, yeah,
Yeah. And now
I
you
don't know,
got
man.
Cincinnati surging ahead too.
This has been the most
Arrow back.
frustrating year as a Chiefs fan that I've had since I was a child. But actually, I think maybe ever, because when I was a kid, I knew we sucked, and I expected it.
Right. Yeah.
But now, like,
You gotta bite
I
it
can't
out.
even count how many times we had an amazing play that gets called back from a flag. And like you could argue that's why the play happened because of the hold or whatever. But so many times this year it's happened that it's like we have the breakout play that gets called back and then it's just like we can't even do that. We're shooting ourselves in the foot most games.
Yeah.
And then we have glimpses. We have glimpses where it's like, oh, that looks so good, but then we shoot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah. It's weird that the defense seems to be real up and down.
I know, yeah. Some games they
The
look
offense
amazing.
is kind of like leveled out a little bit. I mean, if you can score
Yeah.
4 touchdowns, you're in every game.
Yeah,
But then it's like the week before they completely stifle Jonathan Taylor.
yeah,
He's been the best running back hands down all year.
yeah.
And then they come out and give up a bunch of points. Yeah.
It's tough.
That's
It's
cheap.
hard to watch. It's
Yeah.
like a different team every week. I don't know who we're gonna get.
Yeah. Who do they
And
have? This
we play the. I literally was just thinking about it. It's not a bad team. Like it's a decently good team.
is it a? It's not a divisional game, is it?
No.
Pause for station identification on your Cleveland Guardians
Oh, it's the Texans.
network. Ooh,
Who are
Texans
7-5.
hot right now.
Yeah,
too.
they are. So it's like I don't even feel confident that we could win out.
Yeah. Man.
It's
Well,
tough.
hey, every dynasty has a little dip. Maybe this is just a dip. Maybe it'll be enough of a wake up call, like we talked about before, that
Yeah,
they can actually draft a skill position player over 6 feet tall or
yeah,
in the first round. Maybe they
Yes.
probably won't, but we'll see.
yeah.
Alrighty. Let's move on. GM of the year. We're going to state players we played in any of our lineups that may have outperformed their projections.
Look, man, I said this last week to Michael. In all 3 of my leagues, I am hanging on by a thread. My bench is either IR, injured, or bye weeks every week now. I literally the last 2 weeks have had maybe one other person I could have started.
Yeah.
So anyway, no.
No. Well, you'll have Amari and Hampton likely back this week. And
Really?
if Justin Herbert, yeah. And if Justin Herbert doesn't play because he's got like the broken hand or whatever,
Yeah.
it will likely be, even if he does
Yeah.
play, a heavy run game. So
Shoot, man. I'll check that out.
it's a possibility.
Yeah.
So for me, no candidates for Doom of the Year. I'm pretty much. I mean, most people are kind of. I mean, the trade deadline's passed, so most teams are pretty set, except for the waiver wire. But I think a lot of teams are kind of going into that time now where the roster's kind of the roster. So everyone you're starting is kind of who you have so far. But I did want to talk about, so in Sleeper, they have a start and sit accuracy. So have you ever looked at the Sleeper? Like every Tuesday, they post the weekly report, and then it has
No.
like they keep track of statistics. So they have things like most points scored, fewest points scored, and then they go into like most points in a loss, fewest points in a win. They have like all these different categories, and one of them is efficiency or start sit accuracy. So what they look at is based upon like whatever your scoring rules are and whatever your roster rules are, like who you can start.
Yeah.
They then calculate based on everyone on your team, including your bench, the maximum amount of points you could have scored that week.
Oh.
And so whatever you end up scoring, then they just divide that number and give you an accuracy, how many points you scored out of your total possible. So if you left, 40 points on the bench,
Yeah.
right, then that'd come down.
That's cool.
And so with only 1 week left in the regular season, it's been a pretty good at this point measure of probably like your total season start sit accuracy. So generally I like to be over 90%. But this year has just been the worst. So still not bad, but in my family league, I'm at 84.6%. In my friend league, which I take most pride in how I do in that league, even though this year is planned to be a down year, so I can come back next year. But in the friend league, I'm at 89.1%, so pretty close to that 90%. And then in the league that we're in together, 87%. So not bad in all of those.
Not bad.
But being high up, because then it's like, hey, look,
you're doing what you can.
That's fine, but you're playing the pieces that you have available. You know?
I'll have to look at what mine are next week, and we can see. I have a feeling it's not
good. All right. We'll move on to win, lose, or Bosch League.
Yep. In our league, thankfully, I beat the 0-12 team. I was very nervous. I only won by 4. I was like, "This is
you don't want to be the one to win, to lose to the team that's over." All right.
Okay. In my work league, I lost, but it's a 10-team league, and only 4 teams make the playoffs. And I'm currently ranked 5th. My record is the same as the 4th place guy, but he has the head-to-head on me, so I need him to lose this week, and I have to win.
Okay.
I'm nervous about that. And then in my friend league, I lost, but I did clinch a playoff spot because other people lost.
There you
that
go.
was below me.
Love that.
Yep.
In our league, I won finally.
Nice.
And then in my family league, I won. So last week, or not last week, but a couple weeks ago when I was on, I talked about how I won. And I was like, ooh, maybe the tide is turning that I could get into the playoffs. So I won that. And then I unexpectedly then lost last week. And then this week I won again. But there's a fun little playoff implication here. So right now, I'm the first team out of the playoffs with this last week to go.
Yeah.
So last week, I won against a team that was the first team in the playoffs.
Okay, yeah.
Or the last team in the playoffs, right? And so I beat them. So they dropped half a game, and I gained a half game. So I gained a full game on them. And then the second to last team in the playoffs also lost their matchup.
Yeah.
and that half a game dropped them down tied with the last team in the playoffs. So I
Oh,
am now a full game back on both of those teams, right? So they have one more win and I have one more loss.
yeah.
Both of those teams. Those two teams. So I need, but I have, so the tiebreaker is just most points, like your points for, like
Yeah.
most total points. I have way more points than both of them.
Yeah.
Just getting unlucky because I also have way more points against. But
Let me guess.
I need to just win.
Yeah, they play each other, don't they?
And they play each other.
Yeah, dude. Let's go.
Guaranteed.
Come
One of them
on.
is guaranteed to lose. So all I have to do is win, and I'm in.
Dang, dude.
Points. The last spot.
Who do you play? Are you projected to win?
I am projected
I mean,
to
that doesn't
win.
mean shit for you this whole season, though.
I know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, nothing is a shoe. Let me look. All right. Right now, I am projected to win because I'm playing a team that's 7-6. I'm 5-8, but I'm playing a team that's 7-6. But his team isn't like great.
Yeah.
He has no Stephon Diggs this week. He'll probably play either Terry McLaurin or Deebo Samuel that are on his bench in place of Stephon Diggs. But he's got Saquon, who I'm not scared of.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, who's very up and down. David
Mhm.
Montgomery, no offense, Travis Kelce. Like his team is fine.
Yeah.
I got Bucky Irving's back, Javonte Williams. Like I don't have the only person I have on bye is Teteroa McMillan, which is definitely a bummer because he's been really stepping it up since Carolina has gotten kind of hot.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling pretty dang good about it still. So right now he has to substitute someone, but even with who he substitutes, his point total projection will be 116, and I'm sitting at 130
Oh, yeah.
for the projection. Now his start sit accuracy is 90%. So
Ooh. All right. Yes. Well, good luck, sir.
But he's got players that are like the more worse players you have, honestly, like kind of the better your start to accuracy might be because it's like you're not starting those guys ever.
Yeah.
They're never
Right.
doing well. So yeah, I'm in a real win and I'm in situation there. I've been officially eliminated from the playoffs in my friend league with another loss that I piled up. So I've got 2 wins, I think.
That's good.
Yeah. And then that's it. So won, lost.
Very nice.
Playoffs. Almost here.
Almost here.
All right. I laughed in the last episode when you were like, normally we do injury talk at this point, but I didn't do any research. So
very true.
Neither did I.
It's that time of the year, baby.
It's that time of year. I mean, hey, injuries are injuries.
Everyone's injured at this point.
Yeah. I can bore everybody with a fun patient case, educational purposes. Someone I evaluated today has.
What's their name and what's their address?
You're not gonna get me, son. I'm a professional. Oh, dude, that reminds me of this hilarious video I also meant to send you, but it was these guys at the gym, and the one guy's like, he's like, hey man, I'm thinking about, he was like pranking his friend. He's like, hey man, I'm thinking about just taking it easy today, like doing really light. He's like, oh yeah. And he's like, yeah. So I think I'm just going to do like what you do.
Yes.
And he like looks at him and he goes real loud. He goes, this guy is here to meet a 15-year-old.
Oh, I've seen that. A 15-year-old boy.
I was about to do that to you. So anyways, yeah, not going to get me violating HIPAA on here. But this person, I've never seen this before. This person has bilateral end stage, so like severe
Yeah.
first metatarsal phalangeal joint osteoarthritis
Oh,
and has
that
like
sucks.
2 degrees of
Oh,
great toe extension
oh,
bilaterally.
that's tough.
So,
What's the age range of this individual?
um, over 40.
Oh, so like not like elderly?
No, but not out of like, well, yeah.
Right.
So definitely not weird to have osteoarthritis, like of
Yeah.
some degree, but
Yeah.
also, but still like kind of crazy,
Right.
like that
In that
severe.
bilateral spot too.
And then
Interesting.
bilateral, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we can quickly osteoarthritis, specific arthritis that affects joints. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it is not a systemic issue like people out there might have a grandma who has rheumatoid arthritis. That is more of a systemic issue that is, what's the word I'm looking for? Autoimmune. Um, and so it can kind of affect multiple joints, and it usually does.
Mm-hmm.
And it can spread and that kind of thing. Whereas osteoarthritis is just the wear and tear kind of arthritis, a breakdown of the cartilage on the end of your bones. Um, and they
Bone
take
on bone.
X-ray, and they see that when there's less cartilage, bones get closer together, and that's sort of how they measure and determine the severity of it. And so as the bones get closer together, the joint obviously gets stiff, and so that's kind of the hallmark sign is stiffness. And then they rub together, and it causes pain, swelling, that
Bone
kind of
on bone.
bone on bone. So in severe cases,
Bone on
most
bone.
people get osteoarthritis in their knees and hips and shoulders, things like that. So they do joint replacements. So joint replacements are surgically kind of the way that we deal with severe cases of that. In the case of foot and ankle, though, they've tried replacements,
Yeah.
but motion in the ankle and foot is really tough to mimic, whereas the
Yeah.
knee kind of just hinges. The hip, it has a lot of degrees of motion, but it's a very like
It's a simple.
simple sort
Yeah.
of ball and socket
Ball and
joint.
socket. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas the ankle and foot is
There's a lot going on. Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. So those are just don't do well. So typically what they do is they just fuse those joints. Um, and most people will come to PT prior to something like that because they have a bunch of other issues because now the arthritis has made that joint stiff. So they change the way they walk and move. So if they go in and fuse it, it just kind of creates the same issue. So
Yeah.
not great, but yeah, never seen that
Yeah,
before.
that's crazy.
That was kind of neat.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, that'll do it for injury talk, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last but not least, the fantasy and football coronation quest.
Why
All
did I
right.
not add to the stage? There we go.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
All right, so this week we got a bad man on here.
Yep.
His name is AJ Brown. He's the
Mm-hmm.
king of the North. Most fantasy points scored this past week goes to none other than AJ Brown. Goblin King, so most touchdowns
Yeah,
was
a lot.
tied a bunch of people with 2. So RJ Harvey, the rookie running back,
It's crazy no one got more than 2.
I know. Devontae Adams, Brock Bowers, and then AJ Brown on the list there,
Mm-hmm.
got 2. And then Dontavian Wicks, the third option. I think when everyone's healthy, he might even be like the 4th or 5th option, but all those Packers receivers are injured. So
Yeah.
Good for Dontavian Wicks. Hand of the King, most catches. There's AJ Ginn, so he triples up this week. And then Zach Ertz, tight end on this
Yeah.
list, not named Brock Bowers. I think they each had 10 catches. So yeah, Ertz had a good day. And that's with Marcus Mariota throwing him the ball. So
Yeah.
shout out. Shota Rohan, best defense goes to those Seattle Seahawks. Had a pretty good week. The Lizan Al Gaib, you did a good job last week, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
That was good.
Yeah.
It sounded a little funny only because I had it on 2x speed on the playback, but
Lizan Al Gaib.
Yeah, just like that, dude. Best kicker goes to Evan McPherson, the Cincinnati kicker. The Reaper, most rushing yards, goes to James Cook this week. Who was he on?
He's been on before.
List? Yeah, he has been on before. So he's on here again. So he might be, I think Gibbs has been on a couple times. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's been on. So we've got kind of a three-way tie there.
Ooh.
And then last but certainly not least, the Creature Golem. Dude, so this one was crazy. So
yeah,
Max
this is
Bosworth,
brutal.
QB from Minnesota went 19 for 30 for 126 yards and 4 picks, man.
That's insane. That's a full game.
Crazy.
From negative 3 points. That might even be the worst, like the most negative points anyone's had.
Yeah, I think so far. That's been the worst. I'd have to go back and look up Nathan Peterman years ago came in and started a game and threw like 5 interceptions or something like that.
It's so
might
tough.
Have been like an NFL record or something. I'll have to look. He would have been like the all-time Creature Golem. Yeah.
The all-time Creature Golem.
The all-time Creature Golem.
And dude, did you see last week that there was a repeat offender?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Miles, was it Miles Price?
No, it was
yeah, because then it was the second week that he was on there.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way.
That's tough sledding there, boy.
And I think you probably heard me say this, but I'm gonna say it again because it's hilarious. Because he was on there twice, I'm like, I gotta go look at all this guy's stats. He's made 3 appearances in 3 games. In all 3, he recorded a fumble.
Recorded a fumble. That's crazy that he's on the team.
I know, yeah.
And that
another chance.
Chances.
Yeah.
I know. Jeez. That wasn't even as bad as Cooper Rush. He just threw 1 interception, but man, 4 INTs, 19 pass or completions.
So bad.
Oh. All right, that was this week's Coronation Quest.
Very good.
All right.
Okay.
You know what time it is.
You know what time it is. We're switching from the fantasy section of the show to the fantasy section of the show. Today we're going to talk about villains in fantasy. All about them bad guys. That's right. We're going to talk about a few things. First, though, what makes a good villain? The typical 2 things you'll hear is morally gray versus a black and white, black versus white, kind of good versus evil type of thing. The typical a Thanos is the morally gray versus Voldemort, who's just straight up evil, wants to kill high school kids. Do you have a preference for either one of these?
I would say no. I think you get a healthy dose of each. People like to have, and people like to have both. I feel a lot of times where they paint this obvious villain, but then there's some shadowy figure in the background who's
I totally agree with that.
What does Alfred say? Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I mean, I think the most recognizable example of that is Lord of the Rings, where you got the Eye of Sauron is this clearly purely evil thing, but then you got Saruman in the background doing these things, who's way more intriguing as a reader or viewer. Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's a lot more nuanced than just those two options. That was kind of the reason I brought it up. I think
Yeah.
a good villain has a lot of motivations, and even if those the other thing is, like, a Voldemort villain can work in a lot of stories. Like
Hmm.
sometimes, like you said, you just want a villain that's so evil you can easily root against them. You
Hmm.
don't have to feel like you sympathize. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, okay, we're gonna do a little topic here. It's called which one did you like better? Which one gripped you more? We're gonna talk about two villains from the same stories, and we'll decide which of the two we actually found more entertaining on the page, attention keeping,
Hmm.
fascinating, etc. So first, we're starting with Harry Potter. Voldemort
Hmm.
or Dolores Umbridge?
So this is a classic. I would say most over the age of 25 Harry Potter fans would tell you Umbridge.
Yeah,
Um,
yes, that's so true.
you know, uh, and I
Never
think
thought about it that way.
Umbridge, she even is in like another subcategory. Like I don't even see her as morally gray.
Yeah.
And where she really falls is in my opinion, my least favorite kind of villain,
Oh,
which
really?
is that person who has more they have like just enough, like they're not an ultimate authority,
Yes.
but they
Yes.
are in that like general manager level of authority
Yes.
where they have just enough
Oh,
to
yeah.
make your life hell.
Yes.
But they also can somehow kind of like feign ignorance about like I'm no mastermind. Like
Yeah.
I don't have an agenda other than to do my job.
Yeah. That's
But
so
it's like
true.
they can't see and like you're just like but it's like it's like they don't now Umbridge does cross the line. Like she uses the Cruciatus curse
Yeah.
and she uses like truth serum on
Yeah.
students and she has them like use that quill that so she definitely crosses the line. But if you just like kind of remove those just a little bit,
Yeah.
she she approaches it in this way that's like what she is doing is super like annoying, super frustrating.
Yes.
It obviously goes against it, like impedes the main characters and character from like progressing in their arc and in their
Yeah.
story. But nothing she does is like technically unjustified.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right.
Like she's like, well, this teacher isn't very good at teaching,
Yeah.
so we should
I'm gonna
fire
fire
them.
her.
And
Yeah.
you're just like, yeah, but
But come
but
on, man.
it's not very that's not fair.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Um,
She
so
sucks.
yeah, so she's you will strike definitely a nerve with any millennial talking about Umbridge. I mean, Voldemort, like you said, it's just easy. It's like, okay, he wants to kill everyone.
Yeah.
Um, he's like wants to,
Right.
I don't
I
know,
think the interesting thing with me with these
cleanse
two
people.
is
Yeah.
like I have there are very few characters in books or shows that I have wanted to die or like suffer a painful ending more than Dolores Umbridge because of
Mm-hmm.
how much she makes you hate her.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was way more intrigued by Voldemort because he's
Yeah.
so mysterious and like the lore behind him too and the Dark Lord and all that stuff too. So
Yeah.
anytime he was on the page, I was like so gripped. Anytime Dolores was on the page, I'm just like fucking die.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what I just thought of too that makes Dolores like a character like that extra annoying
Yeah.
and frustrating is
Yeah.
because of what I was talking about. We're like Voldemort wants to kill you.
Yes.
You you are morally obligated to fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
Umbridge, you have to like go through legal channels.
Yeah, you're so right.
like you can't just like punch her in the face.
Yeah,
You have to
it's
like
true.
somehow go to Fudge and
Outmaneuver
be
her.
like make your case verbally and be like this is and like outmaneuver her when she again like she has just
Has
enough
the power.
leverage to like make that really
So
really
true.
difficult. And you're
So
just
true.
like, and that's why like a lot of the students the whole time are just like, Dumbledore, do something. And he's like, I can't
Yeah.
because the Minister for Magic sent her here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
so
we all just
true.
have to throw our hands up.
And that is true. You said this earlier too. It's like the older I get, the more I have like seen people like her in the world, and I'm like, this sucks. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's real.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, let's
Uh,
move on from Harry Potter. We're gonna talk about Red Rising, the first three, the
Let's
trilogy.
go.
Who gripped you
Spoiler
more?
alert.
Yes, there's some spoilers here in the first three. Octavia Loon
Mhm.
versus the Jackal.
So this is a bad reader fan moment for me, but I have to be reminded. So Octavia is Lysander's grandmother, right?
Yes. Yep.
Who's like the head honcho,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Versus the Jackal. Okay, so I know we're talking about in the first three, but I can't separate like
I know.
everything.
Yeah.
um
And there was stuff. There were some other people I was going to choose, but it's
Yeah.
too spoilery.
Yeah. So on the very surface to me, this is kind of the classic like maybe the person that's set up to be like one of the main evil people.
Yeah.
Like there's some gray area.
Yep.
Whereas the Jackal is the Joker,
He's
basically.
a freak, dude. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is the Joker. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the Jackal honestly like fucked me up.
Me too. Yeah, I agree.
So
I can
let's
tell
see,
you
wait, what's the
details about the
question?
Jackal versus Octavia. I just remember who she was and like what
Yeah.
happens. But
Yeah,
I think about things he's
the
done.
Jackal. I mean, Octavia. I mean, her whole character is like the politician. And so she like a lot of what you're fighting against is political powers and maneuvering and that kind of thing, and that just like kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
And what makes a character like the Jackal terrible is because like the Joker, it's like he's unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
You don't know what his motives really are. Like you think he just wants to hurt you or he wants power. Like does he want power? Does he want money? Does he want like what
like
does he want?
revenge? Like
Yeah.
some weird vengeance, self-righteous vengeance thing.
Yeah. So just positively sickening.
Yeah. Yes.
That's all I'll say. Is all I'll say.
Where'd you go, son?
Hold on. I'm coming back. Don't you
There
worry.
we go. Okay, moving on. We kind of talked about this one. Lord of the Rings, Sauron versus Saruman.
I think Sauron too. Did you watch? Oh no. Wait, did you watch the latest season of Rings of Power?
I have not.
No. Okay. I will say Rings of Power has changed because there's so much lore behind Lord of the Rings and like who Sauron actually is and
Sexy
like the
Sauron.
whole order of all these like beings and things like that. So
Yeah.
I think Rings of Power does a good job of at least explaining. I mean, it takes place in the time between the defeat of Morgoth and then when like the Lord of the Rings trilogy starts.
Right.
And so I think because you said like Sauron's like this obvious just like evil eye in the sky, but he is like way more nuanced. I mean, I think
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, like he wants power.
Yeah.
So I think his motive is pretty clear, but
Hmm.
he isn't like he's not simple in terms of like being just brutish or like coming to smash
Yeah.
enemies. Like he's the whole thing was that because what was he? He was Morgoth's general of like information or something
Yeah.
like that. Like his job was to like sway people
Yeah.
and be more political than it was just to like lead armies and stuff like that. So I think to me, whereas Saruman, his is super easy. His is like whichever way the wind is blowing, I'm
Yes.
gonna go that way. And so
Right.
clearly just wants power. So he's a little
Yep.
more simplistic to me, but I definitely like Sauron.
Yeah. Something that I always like I found intriguing about Saruman the first time I like read or watched the series was it's like he was Saruman the White. Like he
Mhm.
was or wise. But either way, like he
He was a
was this
high ranking
yeah,
order
and
of
like a
wizard. Yeah.
huge entity for good.
Mhm.
I like that idea where it's like he was good at some point. Well, could he come back, or is he all too
Mm,
far gone? Type of thing. But yeah, I agree with you though. I'm
yeah.
a Sauron guy too.
I forgot about that with Saruman is that he
Yeah,
was. But it just right, it reveals more about his character that like,
you
hey,
were right. It's like the backbone isn't there. You're just
yeah,
picking what he feels in the moment is right, and
yeah,
yeah,
what will keep him ahead.
yeah,
Because he's like he's very if you can't beat him, join him.
yeah.
Kinda. Yeah.
Kevin Durant. Uh,
Dang. KD taking shots
yeah,
on a podcast that gets 4 views. All right.
that's right. I was gonna say, what's he gonna do?
KD,
One of his
open
burner
invitation.
accounts.
No, KD, open invitation to come on here and flame this man.
I'll take it. Star Wars, Palpatine versus Darth Vader.
All right. We'll kind of talk about this at the end, but I'm telling you right now, Darth Vader is the coolest freaking villain of all time. Uh,
Yeah,
there
I
just
agree too.
really is. I mean, Anakin, his whole arc to Vader and everything is just, mm,
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
perfect.
I love it.
But
I
I
love it so much.
do love me some Palpatine, mostly for the memes.
Yeah, yes. Do it.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll talk about that later. Let's move on because I want to get to this one. Game of Thrones, the
Hmm.
show. I have not read the books. Full disclosure. The Night King versus, and I chose Cersei Lannister, but there are many possible villain choices, but she's one of the biggest ones, I would say. One of the biggest, like, uh, antagonists, you could say.
Hmm.
Did you feel drawn more towards one or the other?
Yeah, I think Cersei is definitely a tough one because I don't think anyone watches that and doesn't just like hate Cersei.
Yeah.
But Cersei felt like a potential for like a redemption.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, like Jamie
Amazing character
had
arc
redemption
until it wasn't.
until it wasn't. But you would think Cersei could, because, and I think this is part of what makes a good villain, is like it's kind of cliche to say, but like their backstory, like what, like if they have a motive, why? Like
Yeah.
I think their motive has to be nuanced, but also
Yes.
so does like kind of how they got there and why. And
Yeah.
Cersei's entire thing was that she was born a woman into a world where like into a family where she was obviously going to be like married off,
Hmm.
right? And so she gets married to like the king who was in love with another woman and hates her guts.
Yeah.
So you have that aspect. And the other aspect of it is that she was like cursed
Yeah.
by that witch that she would lose all of her kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so once you put into kind of, again, it's hard to feel sorry for her because she inflicted so much pain on so many people,
And
but
she's
it's
banging
like,
her brother.
I know.
Yeah. But
That's
yes,
tough.
yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
It's hard. It is hard. She makes it really difficult and borderline impossible to like feel sorry for her. But when you see that everything she does is from the standpoint of she wants all her kids to live,
Yeah.
and
We'll
she,
do anything for them. Anything.
yes, anything to keep them alive, and also her like betrothed, like
Yeah.
she was used as women in this world are, which is
Yeah.
slave, whore, or like political piece to be married
Yes.
off for alliances and stuff like that. And like that's it.
Yeah.
Uh, so I think
At least so
her
much feels.
pain, her pain is real. But then she's not, and then she's also not ever in a position to like meaningfully have any of those emotions like dealt with in a
Right.
healthy way.
Yeah. Sure.
So
No character
I'd
points
say,
that.
yeah, I would say she was an easy target. The Night King kind of is too, but I'm
Dude,
still like confused, I would say, to this day about what like his motives really are.
right. And what I think the reason I put the Night King on here too is it's an interesting take on a villain because sometimes I think if you're gonna do a villain like that, like the big ominous thing in the distance,
Mm-hmm.
when you show them on screen, it has to be brief and it has to be like harrowing and like horrifying. And then you
Mm-hmm.
get them off screen. And I think that show did an amazing job for most of the show of building this horror and this tension with this villain that you knew nothing
Mm-hmm.
about. You just knew that shit was going to go down when he got there. And I really like characters like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's like they have the unfair advantage of only being on the page or screen briefly, but when they're on there, it's like they're the show and you
Yeah.
can't look away. But yeah, like you said, to this day, like the Night King was like a enchanted shard that got stabbed into a human and it like created the Night King from like these
Yeah.
weird tree
The first
elves things.
the first
Yeah.
men. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I still don't exactly know.
Yeah.
Then he just wanted to make more of himself versus dead people. But
Yeah.
yeah, I almost put Joffrey on there, and I'm like, Joffrey's
Too
very close to
easy.
the. It's like a Dolores character. It's like
Yeah.
you love to see him die.
Yep.
Spoilers. Okay, let's see. Are there any like common tropes or qualities in villains that really annoy you when you see them? I have one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's the villain monologue. I hate it so much.
Classic. Yeah.
Unless it's like done in satire and
Yeah.
like specific to that medium, like anime or manga does it, and it's like part of it, and you know it. But in a
Yeah.
good movie, otherwise good movie, and the villain starts monologuing, I hate it. I'm
Yeah.
just like, this is not realistic. The rest of this movie or book is painting a realistic picture, and then he's
Yeah.
like, I bet you didn't see this coming.
Yeah. It just like, it's like forced explanation
Yeah.
of like what's going on or what
And I
happened.
think it's because I think
Yeah.
why it makes you mad is it's almost like the author or the screenwriter is assuming that you as the viewer were too dumb to like put the pieces together in that moment. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
explain it to you. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I figured this out.
Yeah. I would say a counter argument to that would be, because I don't necessarily feel quite that strongly about the villain monologue, is that I think for the general viewing audience, I think when people write that way, it's because they just don't. It's like a very clear call and response to me. It's like, okay, you've got the whole movie, you have your guess, now here's the answer.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And it's just a little more like black and white that way.
Yeah.
Again, for the general viewing or reading audience, because I'll tell you right now, Kelly, if it's not wrapped up,
Yeah.
she's not a
Yeah.
happy camper.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, like she loves, but she hates cliffhangers. Like
Yeah.
she just needs the information. Like just give her the information because she wants to know. And so
Yes.
I do think a lot of
Yeah.
people feel that way, but villains are part of stories, and so the like villain monologue is definitely played out.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I'll give you that. Um, trying to think, common truth qualities that really annoy you about a villain. Um, I'm trying to think of villains I don't like. I just keep thinking of villains I like.
Yeah. I think it.
I don't. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say when I try to think of villains I don't like, it's ironic because I can't think of them because it just means they didn't make an impact on me.
Yeah,
And, like,
yeah,
yeah, they were just
yeah,
forgetful villains.
yeah. That's true. I think I don't. I don't think I like villains that are like really ambiguous or like too morally gray. So I'm thinking of like the example of Thanos.
Yeah,
Like Thanos is a cool villain, but it's just like
I
it's like they
actually,
tried to make it so
yeah,
50-50 that it's
yes,
just like, okay.
I get that. You know what? I actually now that you
Do
say
you see
that,
what I'm trying to say?
something
It's
that
like
bothers me
I
about Thanos.
still yeah. Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's like they make him so intelligent or like make you think that he's really, really thought this through and like taken the consequences of each action and thought and then still came to the conclusion to do the horrible thing. And
Yeah.
it's like I have a hard time. I mean, people exist like this. I guess it's happened in real life. And it's like
Mhm.
you would think that someone that intelligent and like emotionally aware would not make that decision in the end. Like they would have
Right.
enough pushing them not. Yeah. So I
Not
get that.
to.
It's like a fine line.
Yeah.
Like you're
I need
making.
like I guess I do. I like villains to still be villainy.
Yeah. I mean, I do too. You get to root
Yeah.
against them. It's
Right.
it's hard. Yeah, I think you have to do it very well to make a
Mhm.
character that I'm like sad to see them lose, but also
Mhm.
happy. And when they do that, that's when it's like, that was good.
Yeah. I also don't like when villains are like really broad. Um a
What
good
do you mean?
like I don't like when
Like Kylo
the
Ren broad? Like
that's like
broad?
bruh, bruh.
Yeah.
Um no, like for example, in Westworld,
Oh
towards
yeah.
the end, it turns out that the villain is really a company, but like the
I see what you
company
mean.
is really like the AI. But then
Yeah,
the
yeah,
AI isn't really a villain because the AI is just doing what it was programmed to do, but it like
yeah,
kind of got out of hand. So then like no one's really to blame. You
yeah,
know, they were just trying to do good and it turned bad. Um,
yeah,
I don't really like that thing, that kind
yeah.
of thing. Because like an iRobot, it's the same idea, but like the
It's still
AI
it
is
was like
like,
one person that triggered it,
well,
right?
it wasn't one person that triggered it, but the AI
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
like was evil. Like
yeah,
was actually like not just like I'm just going on protocol. It was
yeah.
literally like, oh no, like we need like it was covering things up. Like
Exterminate.
it had to have
Yeah.
like an
Yes.
understanding. Yeah. of kind of that. Whereas in Westworld, it just was like, yeah, by the time they got to season whatever, I was like, I don't even know who they're fighting against.
Yeah. No, I
Like, I
get
don't
that.
know what's going on.
I
Yeah,
would agree with that take. Yeah, I'm the same way.
for
Very
sure.
nice. Okay, last question. Do you have any favorite villains of all time? I see.
Yes, we
I
said
mean,
earlier. So I mean, Darth Vader. Basically,
he's
Star
dope.
Wars. I want the bad people to win
Yeah.
all the way across the board. Like
Honest,
Vader
yeah.
is sick. Darth Maul is sick. Palpatine. I mean, the list
Yeah.
goes on.
Dude, you're right. I didn't even notice that until you just said that. Vader's the only character I can ever think of when he comes on screen. I'm like, do some shit.
Let's
Let's go.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Only villain ever. And
When he
maybe
gets
honestly the
stopped, you're just
Joker
like, no.
sometimes.
The
Especially like
Joker's
the Dark Knight Joker. I was like, he might be my favorite. One
Heath
of them.
Ledger.
Actually, Vader
Yeah,
probably is for me too. He's so
yeah.
cool.
Heath Ledger's good as a villain.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, they just do a really good job because I think they do when you have really good villains like that. I think it's because they are written like very classically. Like
Yes.
this villain is evil. Like there is no
Yeah.
question that like at some point this person made a decision
Mm-hmm.
to become evil.
Yeah.
But well, and like here is the reason why. And when it's something that is like, I mean, most of the time it draws on like real life experiences that people have,
Yeah.
but like Anakin, like the death of his mother, like ultimately pushed him over the edge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um that sort of thing definitely resonates, I
Yeah.
think, with people more.
Yeah.
But they're not like super ambiguous about it. And then there's usually like even Darth Vader had like a brief redemption arc.
Yeah.
You know what
He
I
did
mean?
for
I
a
think
split
people,
2 minutes.
yeah, yeah. I
Dude.
think it's possible to still like explicitly paint someone as like, hey, this person is evil on purpose and does evil things that they choose
Yeah.
to do that they know are wrong.
Yes.
But then here's how they got, and just I don't know, they just do a really good job
The other thing about Star
making those
Wars,
characters.
lightsaber is undeniably the coolest fantasy weapon that's ever existed. I
Yes.
love it. It's so cool. So then every villain that swings a lightsaber, I'm just like, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah,
It's so awesome.
red lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Darth Maul had the double sided bad
Oh
boy.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably
Really.
say Vader's up there for me too. All
Yeah.
those edits, the edits of Vader doing cool stuff, I'm like,
Oh
give me
man.
more.
Yeah. He's definitely probably a top one for everyone in terms
Yeah.
of villains. Um trying to think of recent books I've read with villains. So I told you before, finish Words of Radiance. Um, there's not like to me like I kind of understand better the Cosmere and kind of like some of the powers that
You have
be.
no idea.
I said I understand better.
You're right.
um, but it's clear that there's like a ton of nuance to it. So if you were
Oh
just to
yeah.
like read The Way of Kings and then read Words of Radiance and like that's all you ever read
Hmm.
out of the Cosmere and didn't know or understand about anything else going on, like I guess you would think that like the Pershindi are kind of villainous. You've got
Sadius,
like
maybe.
Sadius is like
Paladin's
some
depression.
kind some kind of villainous. Dude, speaking of Calvin's depression, another hilarious video. I really should have sent this one to you that I saw was this guy was like, the first things I'm doing when I wake up as Kaladin Stormblessed. And it
Oh
was like
yeah.
the first page was like oh shoot, what was it? It was like taking crap, what was it? It was one of like the antidepressant
Yeah.
medications. And
Yeah.
it was like taking that medication. And
Yeah.
then there were like there were like 5 more slides. And then every single one was just like cracking, and then like
Yeah.
Shalon, and then it
Yeah.
was like cracking Yasna, and
Yeah.
then the last one was like all caps. It was like cracking Navani, and that was it.
Amazing.
That was the whole video, dude. Oh my gosh,
Amazing.
I was dying. Yeah, Kaladin's depression. But you wouldn't have like a very clear idea of who
It's very true.
like the villain is. You're just like, okay, they're fighting against these people, but like obviously there's more at play. But like, who really is the bad guy? And then Sadius, and you know what happens to him. So then you're kind of like, okay, well, didn't
Guess
expect
what?
that to go the way it did, but
You're gonna be feeling that way for a while.
yeah, that's what's
And
happening.
that's the beauty of it. Journey before destination, baby. And with
Speak
that,
the words.
speak the words. Actually, I can't tell you that. After you read more of those books, I have a meme that was very funny from one of the other books that I sent to my brothers.
Okay.
That was, you would love it specifically.
Okay.
You're gonna have to remind me in like whenever you a long time from now.
I'll remind me in 16 months.
Well, actually, I'll
When
tell you
you-
what. It's after you read the third book.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, everybody. This has been Fantasy and Football, episode 13. Thanks for listening and watching. We'll see you next time.
Till we do it next time.
Till we do it next time, we're going to talk about adaptations in fantasy.
That's right. And then it'll be the last week before fantasy football playoffs. So we'll talk about some playoff magic heading into that. And then we'll be in the full swing of the playoffs. So that would be fun to kind of talk about because it's one and done, baby.
That's true. Yeah, we'll see if they make it. Probably not.
Hate to break
Bye-bye.
Peace.